What is going on, guys? It's Thomas here, and as you can tell, I'm repping the safety gear this week because we're going to be discussing insurances for brand new properties. Now, a question I commonly get asked is, what insurances am I covered by when purchasing a brand new apartment or townhouse? Now, as you would have seen in the media recently, there are a lot of dodgy builders out there, and we've had some pretty significant issues with some certain buildings within Sydney over the last couple of years. Now, it's pretty scary when you look at the numbers of the amount of brand new apartments and brand new buildings which have reported defects since the year 2000. Since the year 2000, over 70% of brand new apartment buildings have reported some sort of defect to the building. Now, I always recommend to my buyers to make sure you do your research on who the developer is and who is the builder that is producing your project. It's always important to be able to see an example of what products and what buildings the builder has been involved in the past, so you can see the quality of work and the workmanship of that builder. Now, in regards to insurances for brand new properties, there's 4 different insurances which you're covered by, and we'll go through each of those 4 today. Now, the insurance which most people are aware of and is in most off-the-plan contracts is the initial maintenance period. Now, the initial maintenance period gives the builder a time and an opportunity to rectify any defects that are non-structural within the first 3 months of the apartment being finished. So how this typically works is, if you purchased an off-the-plan apartment, you would normally have what's called a pre-settlement inspection, and this gives the purchaser an opportunity to come through and have a first look through their apartment and to notify the builder of any defects and issues within the apartment. Now, this can be things such as dodgy painting jobs, doors not closing properly, and normally minor issues that the builder may not have picked up when doing their final building walkthrough. Now, the other opportunity which the owners are able to rectify any defect issues is, once they move into the property, there is a 3-month period where they are able to notify the builder of any issues that they find once they have moved into the property. Now, the other major insurance available for brand new apartments is the builder's warranty insurance. Now, this insurance is covered for 6 years after the property is completed, and this insurance protects the owners from any issues or damages found within the first 6 years of the property being finished. Now, the reasoning behind this insurance is to provide a safeguard for the owners if the builder or the developer dies, becomes insolvent or bankrupt, or are not available to fix any of these issues. So it's basically a safe haven, so if issues are found within the property, within structurally or non-structural issues, there is another point of contact if the builder and developer are no longer around. If the builder and developer are around and the issues are deemed to be found due to builder's negligence during the construction period, then the builder is liable to fix these damages. So this insurance is there just in case the builder is not around, to make sure that these damages are fixed within the first 6 years of the property being finished. Now, the next insurance which is protecting owners from brand new properties is Strata Insurance. Now, Strata Insurance is a compulsory insurance for any strata property within New South Wales, and it's to cover any issues and damages caused towards common properties. So if something happens to a pool, lifts, common facilities, common courtyards, common gardens, the Strata Insurance is there to protect the owners from any damages that do occur. Now, this Strata Insurance is a proportion of your strata levies that you pay, so it's already included within your strata levies, and it's to make sure that there's building insurance on each of the properties. So instead of taking out a normal building insurance like you would if you owned your own home, the Strata Insurance is to cover what building insurance would do. The last insurance available for brand new properties is a relatively new insurance brought in at the start of January 2018, and it's called the Strata Building Bond and Inspection Insurance. So how this insurance works is that the builder must put 2% of the construction costs into a sinking fund, and that must sit there for 2 years to ensure that there is a pool of money available if any issues do arise within the first 2 years. So the reason why they bring this insurance in is that owners used to have to chase up the builder for any damages that would occur, and obviously the builder wouldn't want to give up their funds with much ease. So this bond is to ensure that the money is there for the first 2 years and to make sure that the owners do have a source of money to fix up any issues that do occur. The other pretty significant part of this insurance is the fact that the builder must appoint a private inspector to come through the building after 12 months of the property settling. So what this means is that a private inspector will come through the property and tick off any issues to make sure that there aren't any defects that have occurred. And if there are any defects that have occurred, then they can obviously quote the builder for the cost of the fixing of these damages. And if there aren't any issues, the builder is then able to pull out any remaining funds of the 2% bond, and that goes back to themselves. So there we go, guys, 4 separate insurances available for brand new properties. The first one is your initial maintenance period. The second one is your builder's warranty insurance for the first 6 years. The third one is your Strata Insurance, which is taken out of your Strata levies every quarter. And the last one is the new scheme, which is the Strata Building Bond and Inspection Insurance. And this is to make sure that a private inspector is able to tick off the property within the first 2 years of it being finished to make sure that there aren't any significant issues that the owners have not picked up themselves. If you have any further questions regarding any of these insurances that we've discussed, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, be sure to smash that like button, and we'll see you next week.